Hi all, this is Lynn with Paper Life, and about a month ago I made up some clear gesso, kind of a trial and error recipe I did. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to become rock hard before I told everybody how to do it. But, you know, a month later in less than ideal storage container, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to show you how we did it. Instead of using this, which I originally had it in, but it's not as tight as I would like for it to be, I'm going to use a mason jar with a lid. So, the recipe, there's a lot that you can find out there that uses, what was it, like ground marble, powdered marble. I don't know about any of you, but I don't have that in my house. So I wanted to find something that I already had that I could potentially use. This is a 1/4 cup of, I'm using tacky glue, but any PVA white school glue will work, so at least as far as I know. You may want to play with your water to glue ratio, but I'm going to show you what I did. I don't even usually measure it. I'm trying to be all precise-ish. We'll see how long that lasts for. So 1/4 cup of tacky glue. I'm going to put 1/8 of a cup of water. Now with this, your glue is going to be your only binding agent, so you don't want to do it too watered down or it won't stick. But I want it thin enough where I can brush it on. This is kind of the interesting part, is getting the glue kind of dissolved into my water. Let me make less of a mess, maybe. We're all hanging out in my kitchen today, so that was me getting in the dishwasher for a fork. So my glue hasn't completely dissolved into my water, but close enough. I'm going to take what am I using? Cornstarch. I've tried a couple different ways, and I tried it with baking soda. I wasn't really happy with the texture of it, so I've used the cornstarch. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon. Now again, that's something you can play with. You can add a little bit more, you can add less. I will say that if you add too much of it, just like the powdered marble, it'll want to get glazy. So when you use it on top of an image, you'll kind of see almost a cloudy consistency. When I first made it, that's kind of what I ran into, so I just added a little bit more glue, and then I was happy with it. So you just mix and mix and mix and mix until you get most of those chunks out. It will continue to mix as it sits, because it all gets broke down by water. So you could make this in a larger batch if you wanted to. I just, you know, honestly, that's a good amount of it, as I spilled all over my hands. I'd rather make it a little more often and not have it go rock hard and dry on me, because I don't know how long this would last for. So that's getting to a pretty good consistency at this point. I'm kind of happy with it. What I like to do, just to test it out, to make sure that I'm going to be happy with it in the long run, is I'll grab something like I have here. This is just a Dell advertising magazine that they sent me. Spend more money with this. And you know, it's kind of the hardest of images, I like to use a darker because it will show the cloudiness a little bit more. And I will actually probably mix that up a little bit better in the future. But just put it on there, let it dry, make sure that you're happy with it. If you're happy with it, then you're good to go. If not, alter it a little bit. However, it is a 1 part cornstarch to 2 parts water to 3 parts glue. So like if you used a cup of glue, you would use half a cup of water, and you would use a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I keep wanting to say baking soda. Flashing big bright lights, not baking soda. But yeah, pretty easy. It keeps. I was happy to see that the one that I made up, I said about a month ago, was still good, still usable. I guess if it starts to get a little dried out, get a little thicker than you want it to, you could always add more water into it and kind of dilute it back down. But yeah, there is my version of a clear gesso. I'm sure I'm not the first one to have thought of this. I'm sure everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, there's a million different videos. And I'm going to be like, well, why didn't you tell me that? So I didn't have to try to figure this out on my own. But there you go, guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.